I'm Vicki Hogarth, and this is a CHCO NewsBreak26 special report. Yuliia Kabanets left her home in Kyiv, Ukraine late last week as Russia invaded her country. She joins us now from Western Ukraine. Thank you for speaking with me today, Yuliia. Can you tell me a little bit about when did you leave Kyiv and how did you get to where you are now, and where are you right now?
So we decided to leave Kyiv because, well, I can't fight. I can't go to territorial defense right now. So I've decided that I'll do what I can do best, and this is spread information, do some communication work voluntarily. We decided to go to Western Ukraine because it's safer here right now than in Kyiv. And in Kyiv, I would have to just sit in bomb shelter all the time. Now I am in Western Ukraine in Ternopil region.
Did you travel with your family?
No, not with my family, with my friends. So now the family of my friend hosted me. My family is unfortunately close to the front line in Donetsk region, and I also have relatives in the occupied territory because I'm from Donetsk originally.
Can you tell me a little bit about how they're doing? Are you able to speak with them regularly, and are they staying safe?
We speak regularly. We check on each other, and well, nowhere is safe anymore. And so it's like you can't be sure. And I never could imagine that in Western Ukraine something would happen, but it is happening, and they are bombing Ukraine everywhere. So yeah.
Before we started the interview, you mentioned to me that today you haven't had to go to shelter yet. That's a very scary thing to hear, just knowing that that is unusual already to not have to be in shelter yet. Is it something that happens regularly in your days now?
It is something that happens regularly, and many people just in Kyiv, for example, they have to stay in shelter all the time because there's a curfew hours, and also people sometimes people cannot, for example, leave in time and reach the bomb shelter if it's far from the house. Yesterday, for example, here in this little town in Ternopil region, where I wouldn't imagine ever that it it could be interesting to anyone, but we had to go to shelter 3 or 4 times, I think, during the day.
I saw you on another TV program sharing your story. You said it was important for you to use your words, and I managed to track you down on Instagram, and you were so willing to do this interview. I'm wondering why you're choosing to speak out about what's going on, why it's so important for you to share this with the rest of the world, even though it could be dangerous for you to do this.
I think just in 2014, when Russia occupied my house already, the world didn't react how it should have reacted, and it didn't happen also with Georgia. And I just think, well, now it's a new level, right, of violence, and just something unbelievable is happening. So I'm sure that nobody will forget this, and nobody will close their eyes. But I just think that it's very, very important that we talk about it all the time, because this is unprecedented. And I want everybody to know what is happening here, and that every single person knows that Russian propaganda is lying and should be not allowed anywhere, and that we are here fighting for our country just because we want to live in our country. We love our freedom, we love our democracy. We don't want any Putin to save us. Mm-hmm. That's it.
I think the rest of the world is just amazed and awe, I don't know what the right word is, for how many civilians are choosing to fight. President Zelensky as well. Why do you think so many civilians are stepping up to fight?
Because I think we feel that if we can't help ourselves, nobody will. And NATO, for example, said that they won't send fighters to Ukraine, and we feel that it's only our army who's defending us right now, and territorial defense as well. And there are lines and lines to get into the army right now and into territorial defense. And this is absolutely impressive, and I don't think that Russia ever would imagine that we would do that. Yeah, so now it's like you need to stay in a line of 200 people, and everybody just wants to get in there. And also civilian people who cannot, for example, join the army or anything like that, they are trying to volunteer. Yesterday we were doing Molotov cocktails. We were doing this camouflage nets. And everybody just came on this main square of the town and was doing everything they could. And I think this is all because we just love Ukraine. This is our country, and the occupants should just leave immediately. Yeah, and we will resist. We will defend our country as much as we will need.
You were helping in the town that you are in make weapons like Molotov cocktails?
Yes, we were. Yeah. Yeah, that was an amazing atmosphere, and people say that this is like it was a revolution of dignity in 2013-14. Unfortunately, at that time, I was not grown up to come and join this, but now, yeah, I am, and I will do what I can.
Putin has said he's not targeting civilians. We know that's not true. We know that hundreds have died. I think yesterday I read that 14 children have died as well. What do you know about the fatalities so far, and how devastating it's been?
Yeah, so I think as for yesterday, it was more than 200 people who died from the attack, including civilians and military servants. And yeah, with civilians, 16 children, I think it was, as for yesterday. And it's just something unforgivable. Really, we will never forgive this. This is unbelievable war crime, what they're doing, and how they're just bombing the hospitals and buses with civilians. And then it was yesterday's case when they just didn't let the occupants, I mean, they didn't let the ambulance to come to the bus with civilians. Mm-hmm. So the doctors, they had to just go in front of the mines to try to assist with help. So this is horrendous, and that's why we already proceeded to The Hague, that Putin is a war criminal, and yeah, Russia should be accountable for this.
Some other countries that have had democracy for a long time, we can get complacent, we can get lazy with doing our part to uphold democracy, knowing that it's something that's got to be ongoing. Why is it so important for Ukraine to fight for democracy?
I don't know. I think, yeah, really, as you said, that it's an ongoing process, and we, like, in our history, we were all the time somebody was trying to take our territory, and most of the time it was Russia, and yeah, that's why we finally we got our independent state. We are building it. We're happy with it, and yeah, so we just we will not give it up. And I don't know how to answer this question. It's just we love our country, so this is very important for everyone, and people are really ready. I don't know if you've seen these videos, how just the whole village comes and stops the tanks, and they just go away. So it's like incredible and unbelievable courage of Ukrainian people, and everybody feels united. And yeah, we know that, you know, we can't let this happen.
What do you need other governments around the world to do, even as far away as Canada? I know that sanctions have been imposed, but what else can they do? What more?
Yeah, so Ukraine is asking to shelter our sky. This is we were asking this from NATO, and I think this is very important because we have a Chernobyl nuclear plant, which is now under control of the Russian occupants, and we can't be sure what will they do because they are doing some unbelievable things. And if something happens to the nuclear plant, and we also have 3 more nuclear plants which make electricity. So if something happens to this, this would be a disaster for all the Europe. So I think this countries, especially in Europe, they should a little bit reconsider what is happening now, because this can influence them as well, and the whole world also. Yeah, and about the governments, I think the sanctions are good, and we can see that it influences Russia, but it's very important just not to stop and to make it worse and worse for them, to cut all the relations with Russia, diplomatic, cultural, all of them, economical, because otherwise this is like there is no it is black and white right now. So if you're not supporting Ukraine, then you're against Ukraine. Yeah, so we just need everybody not to forget what is happening, and just to put more and more with every single hour this continues.
You said that beautifully there. I don't think there is such thing as neutrality in a moment like this. How can regular people like me, like our viewers, help? Are there organizations that you think need the most support right now?
Yeah, so I think now our army, so our army has this account where you can transfer money. This is what you can do. Also, the territorial defense lacks, for example, bulletproof vests and helmets. So this ammunition, and some people are buying this in countries like Poland or somewhere else, and then they drive it to Ukraine. And this is usually needed right now, and people are looking for this locally. But I heard that even in Poland they lack now some of these supplies, and in Ukraine we don't have them anymore, so we just need to buy them abroad. And this is how you can help. This is how you can contribute. So just maybe for regular people, the advice is just to look for Ukrainians and ask them where are these people who are looking for some help, and then they will coordinate them and tell them what to buy, where, and how to send it.
Well, yeah. I thank you so much for your time today. I hope you stay in touch and reach out whenever you would like this platform. Do you have any final words for people today watching in Canada?
Yeah, I just want to say that we are staying strong. We will resist. We need you to talk about us all the time, as I said. We need severe sanctions, and yeah, we are asking that NATO protects our sky at least. And yeah, we will never give up. This is our country, and Russians will go away.
Thank you so much, Yuliia.
Thank you too.
That was Yuliia Kabanets speaking to us from Western Ukraine. I'm Vicki Hogarth, and this has been a CHCO Special Report.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.